Hi there, so I'm Fiona, Fiona Watson Mindfulness, and I'm going to talk to you about who I am and why I'm passionate about what it is that I am doing. I'm a wife, I'm a mum, I'm a homemaker, and I'm an outdoors lover and a sister and an auntie and a friend, and I'm 20 years a primary school teacher, now turned mindfulness teacher. Why am I so passionate about what I do? Well, because this practice has been something that's worked for me, obviously. And it's completely changed the way that I approach my stressful situations in life. And I think it was really born out of, just give you a little bit, it was really born out of a variety of life experiences for me. But one where somebody very so close to me, their life suddenly was hanging in the balance as a result of sudden illness, and everybody's conversation around that was so fearful, as expected, as you know, what if, and I just felt that I was going to go under if I was absorbed into all of that. And I knew that I really needed to maintain just being present with what was happening. And this, of course, didn't change the situation. But what it helped me to do was alleviate a level of anxiety that would otherwise, I felt, have taken me under. And I became very passionate about this practice as a result of that. And I think when I first started as well, it was really about seeing so many positive results from people who were practicing with me. I had a lady early on who'd got IBS, and she completely managed to settle her system down because she learned how to relax properly. There was somebody in the class who lowered the blood pressure within 8 weeks without the need for medication, which was quite astonishing. And there was also a younger lady at that time with rheumatoid arthritis, and she had quite a transformation in how she was approaching her pain and her inner dialogue around all of that, which really helped her to turn a corner with that. And I think it's really clear that that has really continued in seeing people, including GPs as well, who have learned how to calm an anxiety and just be able to make space for themselves to stop and to be able to breathe. So, you know, this has just kept me passionate. I think also keeping me really passionate about this is recognizing how many people are struggling with the impact of stress, anxiety, or pain in their lives. And I saw that particularly in teaching. And it is causing so many different problems. But what I was seeing was that all of this was being helped by the same practice. And of course, some of those people couldn't sleep, and some of them didn't know how to relax or calm a reactivity to a pain or maybe a conflict. Some couldn't stop worrying about something that was they thought that was going to happen, imagining, you know, things and ruminating. And some didn't know how to manage feelings of overwhelm. And other people are just wanting an alternative to medication for anxiety, or maybe something that they know will work really well alongside that, in addition to those things. And passionate because there have been so many people who have been saying to me for so long, they have tried other things, they've tried other therapies, they've done this and they've done that, and they understand what they have to do. But this has been the first time that they've actually had something, that they've been given a strategy to be able to practice every week that's really helping put whatever it is they need into practice. So this is really something that they can use. And when I'm receiving feedback which says, I managed to calm a panic, and I managed to hold my tongue in a confrontation situation the other week and you realise that this is the first time I've managed to properly relax myself. And I had a lady the other week who said, you know, this has so helped me to honour honestly my feelings and to be able to listen to those over a period of time. I've found the confidence to be able to make changes that are really long awaited in my life. And when I can hear people saying that they recognize when they are judging themselves harshly and change their tact by using the strategies that I'm providing, I feel that this is really key. This is really key, and particularly for women who are experiencing menopause. So that's why I'm passionate about this, and it keeps me practicing along with everybody else. And so I think I just want to talk a little bit about menopause and just say, you know, what it is, what this mindfulness meditation and this practice is, and how it helps women in menopause. I think very much the problems that women are experiencing are changes in their appearance. We're all experiencing that, and the functioning of our bodies. This is affecting our confidence, and this also elicits feelings of fearfulness, sometimes fearfulness because we don't really understand what's happening, a fearfulness that maybe there's something underlying here, and maybe a fearfulness in not quite knowing how to cope with or improve the situation, or whether it can be improved. And I see people who really experience disappointment, a disappointment and a sadness. I talk about anger and resentment, but very often it's just a kind of it's a sadness, and a feeling that the body has betrayed us, that it's you know, it's letting us down. And I think what's really important for us to understand is that these emotional factors that we experience actually increase the physical sensation that we'll also be experiencing. So what I'm helping people with is by actually practicing mindfulness meditation, we help to ease the symptoms of menopause, because through the activity of just focusing on what you can sense in the present moment, just that being present and being curious as to, you know, how your feet feel or your hands feel, we actually lower those problematic stress hormones that are creating more hypertension in the body. And also, secondly, learning how to practice appreciation is part of this exercise as well. And practicing how to appreciate what is now, rather than fixating on what we'd prefer, is really helpful for people. And thirdly, I think it's really, you know, the practice helps women to realize that they have an inner voice which is rarely kind. It is rarely kind, and it picks up momentum when we're under pressure. And it's like we're unconscious to it. We don't even realize that that's actually happening. But we can understand through this practice that, you know, this can be changed with strategies that help us embody self-kindness. And this begins to release a pressure that as women, we are all tied into. And my strategy approach for women is about building habits that can really be sustained over a period of time. So my invitation is to a regular practice of mindfulness meditation that can be dipped into, but really is preferably something that's settled with, because at the end of the day, this is a way of life, that this is a way of being, rather than it being a finite course of something that you attend and, you know, then you're sorted. Because we all know that habits, you know, take time, and it's that regular revisiting of these things. I think I'm really helping people, and particularly women in menopause, to see beyond what I think are the very prevalent preconceived ideas about this practice, because it really is still there. You know, I think people still we're still confronted when we say meditation with pictures of people who sit with their legs crossed and their hands in an unusual position. And it's really, you know, we can be really quick to judge that isn't for me. And if we're really honestly, the number of people that can sit like that, there aren't many people that can actually do that. So we sit on chairs and we might lie down. It's just as you, it's not very often as people imagine it. Or it might be that we kind of take a glance at our own lives and we look at a picture like that and just think, there is no way, there is no more time in my day that I could actually sit and do nothing, and they forget the research and just judge that this isn't something that's going to fit into their lives. But very much the reality of this is different. And I get people to practice when they've switched the car engine off and they're sitting in the car there before they even go into work perhaps, or they've switched the car engine off and they've arrived home, and I'm asking them just to join me for 3 or 5 minutes, you know, just those kind of things. I teach them how to settle to sleep at night and how to wake up well in the morning, and encourage them to take up to 10 minutes during the day if that's available for them. But also reminding people that, you know, this form of kind of relaxation can also be practiced whilst you're waiting in the GPs or the dentists, which we're not tending to do at the moment, but or stood in a supermarket queue even. And you know, the effects of this, however short, are cumulative. And I guess, like Tesco says, every little helps, doesn't it? Every little bit. So my approach to this practice has been real and accessible. It's helping it be real and accessible for people. And I think what's really important is engaging people with a real sense of lightness, with a bit of joy and fun wherever possible, because we can take everything so seriously. And that's not to make light of it or cover over what is actually here. But it keeps it real. It keeps it real for people. And I think they usually find the people who are actually doing this and who are engaged in this have the best way actually of describing it. So one lady recently said to me, she said, Fiona, she said, I think this has been like a journey of gentle self-parenting. And that is so true, because what we're learning to do is to cultivate a new and a different relationship with ourselves when we're under pressure, when things are tough, when we're finding things really difficult. And I'm concluding with a quote from another lady as well, who says, appreciation of the day-to-day and being able to flip the negative self-talk to self-kindness continues to be the bedrock to supporting any change in my habits. And I think that is absolutely it. That's it. And I think with that, what I would want to do is just to conclude with my 3 top tips to take away. And I would say, number 1 is practicing appreciation. Appreciation, how to practice this daily to be able to exercise your mind and rewire some neural pathways there to looking for the things that you appreciate. And this can help support us better and support our moods better. Secondly is about mind-body connection, listening to the body, working with it rather than against it. And in that, it's about developing a different relationship with this body, and instead of seeing it as letting you down and not behaving in the way that you want it to, which creates this inattention, it's about allowing it to let you know how it's feeling and what it needs, and you be able to listen to that. And thirdly, it's about nurturing your reactivity, and how to flip negative self-talk into positive, kind talk. And there's a little strategy that I'd love to be able to share with you. So hopefully at the end of this, we could have maybe 3 little add-ons, which are just little recordings that you might like to listen to based on those 3 top tips. So I hope you've managed to stay in and awake for all of that. It's been lovely to share this with you at this time. So maybe see you soon. Thank you.